Hi everyone, how's it going? I'm Dario, and in this video I want to talk about one big idea from the book, A Hunter-Gatherer's Guide to the 21st Century. So, the book is built on the premise that we live in a hyper-novel world where things are changing at a pace that is incredibly fast, and so our brains and bodies and social systems are struggling to keep up with it, and they're constantly out of sync, and we constantly feel overwhelmed by how fast things are changing. And so the book offers a lot of evolutionary perspective and insights on how to deal with a lot of today's problems, from diet to sleep to sex and many other topics. However, in this video I want to focus on one particular idea that I think is really interesting and relevant for the times, and that is the one of culture versus consciousness. Alright, so what is culture and what is consciousness? As the author describes it, culture is basically all the ancient wisdom, all the habitual behaviors that guide our daily lives and that eventually become traditions that get passed from one generation to the other, and that eventually that becomes our culture, what we know and that what guides our behavior. Consciousness, on the other hand, is basically all the new insights and all the new ideas and new ways of living and being that one might want to consider and discuss and then eventually integrate in their lives in order to break free from the culture, from what's already known and being tested. And so they say that culture and consciousness are constantly in tension with one another, just like chaos and order. And humanity really needs both. We need people who want to stay the course and people who want to break free from it and try new paths. And this model basically implies that in times of stability, people should be more conservative and really ancient and really listen to the ancient wisdom and really follow the course because things are going well and that's working, and so it makes sense to keep doing that. However, in times of great change, people should be more progressive and be more prone to take risks and try new paths, because basically new problems require new solutions, and the ancient wisdom becomes increasingly insufficient and obsolete in order to guide ourselves moving forward. And so why is this important? Clearly, today we live in times of great change. I mean, just think of the internet or smartphones and social media, how much they transformed our lives in just the span of a few decades, and much more change is coming our way. And I feel that a lot of people in our culture and society, at least in my culture and society, are kind of oblivious to this, and they still want to operate with this a legacy mindset of not wanting things to change and just stay the course and try to avoid any sort of change and new path. And I think that's kind of dangerous and a bit delusional. And this is really not the time to play it safe. I feel that, as the author suggests, a different approach is required, a more progressive approach. And we need people to try new paths and experiment with things and figure it out on their own and bring some insights back to the conversation, so that eventually, if the new insights are test well against reality, then we can integrate them in our culture and pass it on to the next generations. So what does that mean in practice? It means that more people should experiment with unconventional careers, maybe build businesses that lead us into the future. It could be exploring with lifestyles, it can be embracing new technologies, it can be many different things. And so I really wanted to share this idea, which was really close to my heart. I also felt this tension between culture and consciousness in my journey. A few years ago I was like, okay, should I just follow the regular path and get a job and get an apartment and follow the life that my culture was incentivizing me to do? Or should I jump into the unknown and gain new insights and jump into consciousness basically and try to figure things out on my own given the times we live in? And so for me it was really about embracing remote work and testing the digital nomad lifestyle and building a career online that maybe my grandpa doesn't understand, but maybe in the future possibly it will lead to greater opportunities. And by going through these experiences, I also share what I learned and my insights, the insights from my journey, and hopefully everyone else can benefit from that. And I feel that we need more people to do that. It doesn't mean that everyone should become a digital nomad. You can apply this same mindset and the same approach kind of to push the boundaries across many aspects of life. For example, even if you have a more traditional life and you're a parent and you have a house, like the traditional way, you can experiment with a different parenting style, or you can maybe experiment with a different schooling for your kids. So there's many ways you can push the boundaries and figure out what's the best way to move forward as a society. So this is the idea that I wanted to share. Let me know what you think of it. Do you want to stay the course or build new paths? Are you team culture or team consciousness? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.